The only good thing about finding a dead hooker in the woods is being able to use her body's positioning to determine which direction leads to civilization. And we're back again with another Mr. Beast video, because no matter how many missiles the YouTube community fires at Plot International, Feastable Industries, we don't seem to be making a dent in Mr. Beast's massive empire. In fact, a recently leaked email from Jimmy himself clarifies that Mr. Beast and co. are doing just fine, and rather than making a statement about the mounting allegations that seem to be acknowledged and echoed by other previous employees of Jimmy, he'd rather just update policies and hire new management that better enforces his above-standard, squeaky clean professionalism. At this point, it's even a wonder how Jimmy has made it as long as he has without slipping up and calling attention to the laundry list of things he's been held accountable for. I'm fucking kidding, of course. I know exactly how he's made it this far, and so do you. It's because nobody wanted to see it. It's the late 2010s. Jimmy's on top of the world. His videos are only growing in popularity. His name's being shared around every popular YouTube circle, and his 12-year-old army is only getting bigger with every new giveaway and stunt. It's not hard to believe that no one would want to speak out about Mr. Beast and face the wrath of criticism from every major backer of the industry giant, or his incredibly annoying fan base that'd rather drop to their knees and suck Jimmy to completion rather than accept that their benevolent master might be capable of heinous things. Fuck, I might be capable of heinous things. I just don't have the time, money, or desire to leave the comfort of my home to do heinous things. We all are, and that's not an excuse for what he's done or has allowed to happen, but the way I've seen every single creator approach this subject is absolutely wild. You think Kavos hasn't thought about grabbing a titty at some point in his life? We all remember that Turkey Tom said some less than reputable shit back in the day, and I have nothing against either of them, but it's a great example that we're all capable of stupidity, and we've all made mistakes. Same as Jimmy. Do I think he deserves to pay for the shit? Of course I do. Let's not act like Jimmy hiring a registered diddler is the worst thing anyone could possibly do, when we've all seen the video of EDP trying to meet up with a fucking kid, or the number of content creators and influencers that have actually assaulted children. Now, let's put the puzzle pieces together the right way. Jimmy's been on top for too long, had his hands in too many pockets and fingers in too many corporate buttholes, and now all the top players want to see him fall. Everyone else is hopping on the fuck Jimmy bandwagon to milk this controversy for as many clicks and views as possible, and for those of you that are going to point the finger at me, just look at my last video. Really milking those views, aren't I? No, as for me, I just wanted to make one last statement on how I truly feel about the Jimmy Donaldson situation and really air out that dirty laundry before I close the book on the Mr. Beast chapter forever. But while we're on myself, I'd like to take a moment to plug my channel and pad that fucking runtime out a bit. We've recently hit 1,400 subs, and while that's a fantastic achievement that I can't take full credit for, I'll gladly take a step further and ask you to consider subscribing today and make that number 5,000 before we hit 2025. So remember to like the video if you're enjoying whatever the hell you would call this, share the video with your mother and let her know that I'm busy on Sunday, and don't forget to comment down below and tell me what a useless piece of shit I am. Now, if you aren't familiar with the most recent allegations, I thank you for watching my channel exclusively, considering everyone else and their mother has made multiple videos about Jimmy. But I'm going to discuss the most recent allegations, and know that my videos are written, recorded, and edited days in advance, so consider that everything I share will be old news, and more than likely new allegations and leaks will probably be uncovered before this video releases. Unfortunately, I'm not like the bigger creators with loads of money and time on their hands. I have to work a 9 to 5 in between this shit. For anyone that's already familiar with the controversies and just wants to skip to my final analysis, just jump forward to this timestamp and we'll keep on moving. On July 28th, a Discord moderator for Ava Chris Tyson released a plethora of Discord messages from Ava's server prior to its purging of all explicit content, and a shocking discovery was made in which an account believed to be owned by Jimmy Donaldson was not only active in the server, but also participating in explicit chat with minors. Twitter user Does Not Matter, great handle by the way, uncovered that the account using Mr. Beast's name now goes by Jack Keane, and the account links Mr. Beast's YouTube channel as its own, which is only possible if you have access to the login information for that YouTube channel. Meanwhile, a YouTube channel by the name of Dogpack404 is releasing hour-long specials into the deep and dark recesses of Jimmy's anal cavity. Metaphorically speaking, it was a tutorial video on how best to fuck Jimmy without lube in the presence of God himself and the Mr. Beast lawyers that are running around scared and confused.
Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait! Everybody calm down!
Basically, if Jimmy ever farted in the presence of a toddler, this dude was calling him out for it. And boy, did he have some shit to share. From child lotteries to unfair competitions, health and safety violations at Mr. Beast events, the fact that a child-loved brand like Mr. Beast has his logo slapped all over candy bars and heart disease-ridden burgers, it was starting to feel like Super Size Me might get a part 2. The most recent allegations being whether or not Jimmy knowingly hired a registered diddler. Because it's no question that he did, and it's no question that everyone else was aware of it, but whether or not the head of the Beast Pack himself was aware that the windowless van with free candy written on the side was parked outside his door. And it's hard to deny that Jimmy wasn't aware, as Jake the Viking, a prior employee of the Mr. Beast crew, admitted that the man in question is his brother-in-law, and that he is a registered child sniffer, as well as a father. Lovely. And even that Jimmy and his mother, fuck's sake, were completely aware of the situation. With all that out of the way, though, we come to the last topic, brought to my attention by Vows. Don't worry, I don't actually speak to the guy, but I did watch his video and I'm essentially mooching off his research. This coming from an Instagram post by Jimmy Donaldson's ex-girlfriend who alludes to a previous relationship from 3 years ago, in which she states, I've spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in my life, just quietly cheering on those who I saw mistreated. I don't want drama. I don't want anything. I just want to speak up for my 19-year-old self. 19 to 21 are formative years, and as a young woman, it impacted the way... Okay, I'm not reading the rest of this shit. You can pause the video. TLDR, she had a bad relationship and she doesn't want to get anyone in trouble or start drama by inevitably getting the finger pointed at Jimmy, getting him into more trouble, and starting drama. Vows actually made a very good point that I want to reiterate. She mentions near the end, if you see something, speak up. But her fucking no-sleep of a story she posted on Instagram vaguely references a relationship she had that lends credence to why she's making the post in the first place. Although she specifically says, I do not aim to take anyone down. In which case, what the fuck are you trying to do? It's very clear that these posts are about Jimmy, unless the relationship that took place 3 years ago was her openly admitting to cucking the poor bastard. Why are you trying to hide behind anonymity when your message is to speak up, but also don't get anyone in trouble? At this point, I'm just going in circles. Maddie, you're a fucking retard. And finally, we come to that time to make my summary of the situation. Jimmy isn't a good person. But don't forget that none of us really are. You aren't fucking Mr. Rogers, Ned Flanders, and every once in a while I'm sure Kamala likes to grab him by the pussy. Criticize him for what he's done, but don't forget how easily it could have been you. Well, not you specifically, nobody gives a shit about what you do, but you get my point. Jimmy will remain a stain on the public eye for the rest of his career, and nothing will change that fact. He's going to continue to grow his business, and apart from slowing down, taking inventory, and reassessing, nothing will really change. He'll plant a few more trees, raise some money for charity, maybe donate some crack to addicts in need, but the majority of his fan base will let it slide. But they'll always look at him carefully under a microscope and with a different opinion as before. But before you go latching back onto his nipples and suckling away at that juicy content, I want to leave you with this tweet he made on the 24th of July. Remember that although he is disgusted by Ava's actions and does not condone it, he was fucking there, sharing in that conversation. Hey, if you made it to the end, props to you, as I can barely sit through any given moment listening to myself. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, and while you're at it, subscribe and stay a while. I want to give a big shout out to my awesome patrons, Jessica, Joe, and Pulled Milk. Feel free to join the Patreon today to get your valueless prize of your name at the end of the video. I have nothing worth offering. Thanks to my wonderful artist and editor. Links will be in the description. So until next time, be well.